Today we will determine the number of solutions of a quadratic equation by using the discriminant. The discriminant of a quadratic equation is that b squared minus 4ac that's under the square root symbol within the quadratic formula. We can use the discriminant to determine how many solutions there are for any quadratic equation. Remember that our options for a quadratic equation are no real solutions, one real solution, or two real solutions. If the discriminant b squared minus 4ac is greater than 0, or if it's positive, then the equation has two real solutions, and the graph will look something like this one, where it crosses the x-axis 2 times. If the discriminant is 0, so if the b squared minus 4ac, you plug everything in and that equals 0, then it has one real solution. And it's going to look something like this graph where it just touches the x-axis, but it doesn't cross and then cross again. And if the discriminant is negative, or the b squared minus 4ac ends up being less than 0, then there are no real solutions, and you'll get a graph that floats above or below the x-axis but never actually crosses it. So let's look at some examples on using the discriminant to determine how many solutions there are for a quadratic equation. Just like with the quadratic formula, you need this to be in standard form before we do anything with it. And again, standard form, ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. And again, for the discriminant, we're only using the b squared minus 4ac part of the quadratic equation, or the quadratic formula. So first we need to identify what is our a, what is our b, what is our c before we can plug in those numbers. So a is the number in front of x squared. Since there is no number here, we know it's 1. B is the number before x. And c is the constant that doesn't have any variables attached. Perfect. Now that we have found our a, our b, and our c, we're going to plug in these values. So b squared. So b is 4, so that's 4 squared minus 4. A is 1, and c is 4. All right, simplify that down. I have 4 squared, that's 16, minus 4 times 1 is 4. 4 times 4 is 16. 16 minus 16 is 0. So now we know that the b squared minus 4ac is equal to 0. So if we think back, when the discriminant is equal to 0, there is one real solution. All right, let's look at another example here. So now I have x squared plus x plus 1 equals 0. Again, we're just looking at the b squared minus 4ac. So our a is a number before x squared. There's nothing there, so we know it's 1. B, also 1. And look at that, c is also 1. So plug everything in. 1 squared minus 4 times 1 times 1. 1 squared is 1. Negative 4 times 1 is negative 4. Times 1 again is also negative 4. 1 minus 4 is negative 3. So when my discriminant, b squared minus 4ac, equals a negative number, like here, negative 3, then we have no real solutions. There are no real solutions to this. And let's look at one more example. What if this time we had negative, we have negative 4x plus 3 equals 2x squared. Well, to start this off, remember I do need it in standard form. And right now this is not in standard form. So I need to move this 2x squared over. So it's positive, I have to make it negative to cancel it out. What I do to one side of an equation, I have to do to the other side so that I have a balanced equation here. So now here's what I have. I have negative 2x squared minus 4x plus 3. So what are A, B, and C values now? Well, A is negative 2, B is negative 4, and C is 3. So let's plug these in to our B squared minus 4AC and see what we get. So our B value is negative 4. So we have negative 4 squared minus 4. Our A value is negative 2. And our C value is 3. Negative 4 times negative 4 is 16, positive now. Negative 4 times negative 2 is a positive 8. Positive 8 times 3 is 24. And 16 plus 24 is 40. So now I have a positive discriminant. So that means I have 2 real solutions. 2 real solutions on this one. All right, that's all I got for you today. The assignment is page 587, numbers 14 through 28 evens. Happy problem solving!